So today, let's talk about this. Hello, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Ron. A little windy out today, about 60 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's a little brisk. Should probably have a jacket on, but the weather is actually pretty nice. If you're new here, I do a lot of drone related tech, some tech reviews, the occasional tutorial for things like Premiere Pro, video editing, things like that. My goal with flying FPV is really to get that nice cinematic footage, and recently, if you've been following me, I've been trying to get to the point where I can mount a GoPro to my Rotor Riot HD1 here and fly successfully without having any, breakages, drops, crashes, anything like that. And knock on wood, yes, knock on wood, I think I'm to the point at least where I'm comfortable mounting a GoPro and trying to get that more crisp cinematic type footage that we're all searching for when we get into some of this FPV stuff. I did have my first successful flight flying this quad with a GoPro attached, but I did have one mishap where I accidentally hit the disarm switch right here on my DJI remote controller. So as you know, the different switches, I got angle mode set up right next to the arm and disarm switch, and I accidentally bumped it. Not the first time I've done that. Now, I was just warming up that day. I took my Beta FPV 95X out for a quick run, kind of warming up. I like to warm up with a battery or two, and then took out this quad here with the little bit bigger, a little bit heavier. And of course, once you mount that GoPro to it, it's definitely getting a little more pricey if something breaks or goes down. Now, one of the things that I noticed almost immediately was I went down in some brush behind me here. You don't see it in this view, but it's actually behind me here where there's a big kind of hill with a lot of grass on it, and you can see I had to go digging for my quad in the grass there. Now, one of the things you're going to notice very quickly is that you have your ESC beeper on here that you can set if you're using DSHOT in beta flight. And I do have the beeper set, and what I'm going to test today is really how efficient that is, or what distance you really have to be to this quad in order to actually find it. And what I'm finding is you really need to be very close to your quad before you even start hearing that beeper. So my lovely wife's going to join me here in a minute. I'm just setting things up. I'm going to blindfold her. We're going to turn the beeper on and off and see if she can find it. So let's see how that goes. And speaking of the devil, she just showed up on her bike. She's out riding. So I gave her a brief overview of what we're going to do here. Let's get set up, and let me give her 1 second. I'll be right back. One thing I also did was download an app to my iPhone to register the decibel level of the beeper. So let's do that real quick and see what that looks like. So I don't know if you're going to be able to see that on the phone, but it's registering somewhere between 80 and 86 decibel levels, which isn't very loud. And let's pull the wife over here. We're going to do some tests. She's a good sport. I'm not going to make it too tight.
Okay, go ahead.
I've got this set up at 50 feet and 25 feet. First, I'm going to take it out to about 25 feet and turn on the beeper. And as soon as you hear the beeper, just raise your hand.
Okay.
All right?
Yep.
In the interest of saving time, I'm going to summarize what happened when I blindfolded my wife in this field. In short, Melissa was able to hear the beeper at the first point about 25 feet away. She could hear the beeper at the second point about 50 feet away. I walked all the way over to home plate, which is about 100 feet away, and she could still hear the beeper. From that point, I continued to move around the baseball field, and she could pretty much hear the beeper around 100 feet in any direction. I'll be honest, I was surprised because when I crashed my drone to date, I had to be right on top of it before I could actually hear it. I'm guessing this had a lot to do with the baseball field itself. Second test. This is more realistic. So now you can see the mound behind me. I'm going to go on the other side of that.
You're going to take this with you?
Yeah, I better take this. All right.
I don't have to be blindfolded. I won't look.
All right.
Am I yelling I can hear it?
When you hear it, yell, okay?
All right.
When you hear it, yell.
Okay. Because you can't see me, right? I can hear that.
Okay. So you heard that just on the edge of the brush. Let's put it up here. This is more realistic. On top of the mound here. Okay, I'm going to turn it on. Nope, she didn't respond that time. Let me do it again. You hear anything?
No.
Nothing. Okay, so that's a more realistic test. Okay, walk toward me. Gonna have her walk a little closer. Keep walking. Okay, it's on. Let me see when she hears it. Tell me when you hear it.
I heard it right for a second.
Can you hear it now or no?
Yeah.
Okay. So she's
Want me to
about.
walk back and see if I can hear it?
She's about a good 70 feet, and she can hear it. Stay right there. One more test. Now I'm going to put it over just on the other side here in the brush. Okay, walk back toward me until you hear it.
Am I supposed to hear it now?
Just, you tell me when you hear it. It's on right now. No. Okay. All right, so that's a more realistic test. Let me come back down here.
Is that close to you?
It was right next to me.
Can't hear
Okay.
anything.
Yeah. So that's a more real world test.
Pretty much you're screwed if it's like up somewhere. You could search it. I literally could not hear a thing.
Yeah. So that's a more realistic test, and that's what happened to me the other day. If I'm on this side of that mound and it's on top of that mound, you might pick up on some of the beeping. But if it's just on the other side of that mound, I just put it just over the lip a little bit, and she was right at the base there, probably within 50 feet of it. Probably within 25 feet maybe. She couldn't hear it at all. So it depends on your noise, it depends on which way this is in the brush and all those different factors. So point being that, you know, you do make, and that's the beeper's only going to go off again if the battery doesn't get dislodged, because the minute that battery gets dislodged from your quad, you know, now I hit the beeper, you got nothing. So they do make external beepers that you can obviously attach. I haven't done that yet. Ones you can hardwire and ones that don't require hard wiring. But something to keep in mind, and what's really one thing that I forgot too is when you're looking at your goggles and your quad goes down accidentally, is pay attention to where in the goggles. You can look at your video recording later if you need to. You can just rewind it and look at it. Where it went down, where you think it went down, find a point of reference and start looking. But I'll tell you right now, when I was up on that hill the other day, I was practically right on top of it and I was still having a hard time hearing it. So it's all going to depend on your conditions. All right, my wife's got to get back to work. Okay, well, I think that's really it for now. I appreciate if you made it this far. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring that bell for future video notifications. It's always appreciated. A bunch of affiliate links below if you want to check those out. Always helps support the channel. And again, if you're an active subscriber, I really do appreciate it. And thanks for all the comments, guys. Hope you're having a great week. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful weekend, at least here in New Jersey. So until next time, stay safe, keep flying, and remember in 2020, we still got this.